to Jeffrey Xiao. You know, Jeffrey Xiao is my idol. He wants to cut travel time by half. Mommy, you know last time, that cartoon we watched last time, my favorite character is Sonic the Hedgehog, and I wish that Singapore Bass will be able to be as fast as Sonic the Hedgehog. You know, gotta go fast, gotta go faster, 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 faster. I want my bus to do the same because I don't like taking MRT. I want to sit in bus. I want my bus to all be like Sonic the Hedgehog. Mommy, I already know that Chinatown area, the Unscripted Street, New Bridge Road, they already have bus priority lane, but there's not enough. There is still a lot of congestion. Mommy, I am anti-car. I don't like car at all. I want people to take bus and train. I want my bus to be like Sonic the Hedgehog. You know that car on the road are like obstacle or like enemy, you know? Every single road got a lot of enemy. And then my bus is like stuck here waiting for all the enemy to disappear from the road. If not, just like Sonic the Hedgehog, if my bus touch car, I will lose all my rings. Akin to losing money I gotta pay for the damages. Because of that, I want it so that my traffic light, when the rapid bus stop nearby, I want my traffic light to turn green instantly. I want my bus to be able to overcome all my obstacles. I want my bus to be able to move faster, to go over all the enemy on the road. You know, Sonic the Hedgehog got this, the invincibility TV screen that power up, right? When you make rapid bus read transponder tag, the rapid bus will become invincible. And no matter how many cars on the road, the bus will be able to kill all the enemy on the road because bus is superior. The invincibility screen brings back a lot of childhood memory. When I go to university, this will be my final year project. The I Hate Car project. Mommy, I know Unscripted Street and New Bridge Road got many bus, but South Bridge Road, North Bridge Road also got many bus. But why not? We make it so that North Bridge Road, South Bridge Road is not unidirectional road. I want it to be bi-directional road. I want the northbound direction to have bus lane. I want North Bridge Road to become bi-directional. I want to reduce the number of lanes on North Bridge, South Bridge Road. I want the northbound to be bus only. I want to shift bus service from Unscripted Street, Hill Street, Victoria Street to North Bridge Road. I don't want them to fly Unscripted Street. I want them to fly South Bridge Road and North Bridge Road. I want bus only lane at South Bridge Road, North Bridge Road, because cars are my enemy. I don't like SUV. We must defeat all the enemy and save Singapore. I want to make my Sonic the Hedgehog bus, I'm going to call it Rapid Bus. You know, 7700 got Rapid Bus last time. Very cool. I want to bring back Rapid Bus. So my Rapid Bus can skip this junction, can skip this junction, can skip this junction, 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 this junction. I want my Rapid Bus to have priority. Be fast. I don't care how many accidents I cause on the road because traffic light timing abruptly changed. I want my bus to go faster. Go fast. Gonna go faster, faster, faster. Mommy, making Rapid Bus and trunk service to cover up the deleted sector because I make my bus rapid. I make my existing trunk service rapid. Everything will be able to solve the reliability congestion. And I want to get rid of all my enemy on the road. You see, Mommy, the only reason why my friend and I discussed, we found out that 63M only exists if 63 were to become rapid, or I managed to solve all the traffic congestion because I get rid of all my enemy on the road. You know, I read some scholarly article, and then my friend also showed me the what you call that, the heat map. Mommy, I love heat maps a lot. Reading heat maps is my best hobby, you know. I want to be able to use heat map to make very big route changes, very drastic route change to Singapore so that we can defeat all the enemy on the road. Then I typed this. If I remember correctly, 63M is timed such that it coincides with the return 63. The way it functions assumes. Mommy, you tell me don't assume things when I'm young, right? Assuming is bad. So the way 63M and functions is assume that 63 will have deviated too far from its scheduled timing by the time it reaches back to Circuit Road. So much so that the 63M is supposed to take its spot. So 63M replaced 63 because 63 never come. Because a lot of my enemy, they slow down my bus on the road, and they cannot save the world like Sonic the Hedgehog. Mommy, I'm very sad. But you know, when the bus, like, you know, the Sonic the Hedgehog, if they successfully avoid the enemy on the road, it will reach Circuit Road on scheduled time. So that my 63M is useless, okay? Because 63 arrived, my 63M is useless. And my 63M, you know, waste resources. Mommy, look at this. My 63 uses 22 buses. You count the number of buses. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. My 63M uses 6 buses. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. You know, if 63 uses 22 buses, then my 63M uses 6. You know, percentage, right? 6 versus 22. 63M, the extra 6 buses is using up and draining LTA and Mr. J 63M. Mommy, I say I want to take 63M, but in reality, I don't want 63M to exist. You know, the 6 buses here can be better somewhere. You know, Sonic the Hedgehog is like 63. 63 has a lot of friends, right? You know, the Tails, Amy, Knuckles, Blaze the Cat, whoever, you know, they are like different bus service. When I introduce Rabbit and other trunk services, it means my Sonic the Hedgehog have more friends. And together we can save Singapore from destruction. We can encourage more people to take public transport. You got Sonic, you got Supersonic, which is like rapid bus. Mommy, you know Supersonic, right? Is when Sonic become yellow, like, and Sonic become more powerful. So rapid bus is basically like Sonic but more powerful. Because of that, Supersonic, my rapid bus, can crush more enemy. I want the 6 buses here to be reallocated to my rapid and trunk bus service to cover rapid service so that it's more resource efficient. I hope Mr. Jeffrey Xiao listened to me. Mommy, the reason why I study the heat map, I don't want to go outside. Singapore very hot. I don't want to do survey. I don't want to observe in real life where the passenger board in the light. I want heat map. I love technology. I want heat map, you know? Basically, right now, they don't want to improve bus priority. They don't want more hero in Singapore. They want to waste extra buses thinking, oh, traffic is inevitable, so we just assume this service forever won't save Singapore from the clutches of evil and destruction. Mommy, you know this YouTuber, right? He got the dinosaur construction worker YouTuber, right? I don't like him. He always criticized my idea. He don't want Singapore public transport to improve. He don't want to save the world. He want Dr. Robotnik to take over Singapore, and then we have we have like a lot of we have a lot of enemy in Singapore. No, I want to destroy all the enemy in Singapore. I don't know if Zachariah is working for Dr. Robotnik. Mommy, you must promise to listen to me, okay? Don't listen to the bad guy working for Dr. Robotnik, okay? I made Service 5 go to Temasek Poly because I don't want 518 to serve Temasek Poly. 518 waste time at Temasek Poly. I want my 518 to go from Tampines Avenue to 5 to PIE, but people say my idea not good, so I change it, okay? I'm receptive to criticism, okay? I make 518 now go Tampines Avenue 2, 1, then Bedok Reservoir, then Bedok North Avenue 3, then I go PIE. I want my 518 to become Sonny the Hedgehog, okay? I don't know why people say 518 must touch the massive poly. I give them service 5 for compensation. Then you know, right? I'm going to make 518 skip the entirety of Orchard. I got this very genius idea, okay? I want to send my 518 to like Bukit Merah or Harbourfront. Mommy, I don't like unidirectional loop services. Only Singapore has unidirectional express service, and that's not efficient. I want my bus to be Sonic the Hedgehog. I want my 518 to go down Scotts Road and then Patterson Road. I don't want my 518 to go to Orchard Road and Orchard Boulevard. You see. This area got no demand. I don't care if like people say this area and like this shopping mall got demand. Why does everyone want to visit Lucky Plaza? Why? Lucky Plaza got Dr. Robotnik. Mommy, don't believe what GPK Bogrin and the rest of the people say, okay? Mommy, you know, to compensate for this area, I made 518 call at Scouts Road, both direction, okay? So I don't care rain or shine or anything. They board 518 at the Far East Plaza bus stop. I don't care if got no rain shelter, okay? I just want to save resources, okay? So that the other resources can be used to help save Singapore from destruction, okay? Mommy, I don't like this thing called cloud bath. I don't like it when buses jam. You know when Sonic the Hedgehog, he goes onto the spring and then he bounces on top, onto the air, right? You know, I think Sonic the Hedgehog might feel very dizzy, okay? I don't like it. I don't like jump. I don't like bounce. I think people will get dizzy from that. I don't like jump baths. I don't like cloud baths. I want to get rid of it. Because of that, I don't want 518 to serve Orchard, Suntec, or Bayfront, okay? I want 518 and all my rapid bus to be, you know, like Sonic the Hedgehog, okay? Like, gotta go fast, okay? Mommy, I got another bright idea, okay? You know, 61 is very inefficient. It does this, like, thingy at the, you know, I don't like 61 route like that. I know many other people have been saying 61, you need to cut to Bidadari, okay? But no, that's not good. I want more efficient usage of resources, okay? Because of that, mommy, I got a very genius idea, okay? Like, I make it so that, now 63 will take over the 61 area, and then I send 63 to Yunus like that, and then I send it to Ubi Avenue 1, okay? And then, you know, I'm very smart, okay? Like, my 61, I'm going to make it go via Aljunied so that it actually save a lot of time, okay? Because of this, you know how much runtime I saved service 61, okay? But not just that, I broke out 61 into multiple different bus services, okay? Mommy, the YouTuber tell me to blame the SBS Transit for the 61 design, but I disagree, okay? You shouldn't blame SBS Transit, okay? Because that's so backward in history, okay? And you know why? 61, I'm going to make it loop at the Commonwealth Drive and over here I want to make 61 just become a lot simpler, okay? I don't care if people from Commonwealth Drive, they need a bus service to Harbourfront, okay? I don't care, you know, like, outside there's already service 100. Why not I make people pass A from Commonwealth Drive to Commonwealth Avenue so that they can take service 100, okay? Like, you know, in 518's case, I make people pass A from Lucky Plaza to Far East Plaza, the bus stop pair, okay? You know what, like, I don't care about the Commonwealth Drive spines, okay? I don't care about, like, the cyclic demand, the cumulative demand. I don't care about all this kind of demand. I just want people to see that I'm using service 100 as compensation, okay? The compensation is that you walk in the sweltering heat and everything, okay? Whether rain or shine, my country is still beautiful, okay? I don't want people to ignore the, like, you know, the possible improvements to the future. In the future, like, you know, the bus service can become better, okay? Because we try to save the Singapore from destruction, okay? お母さん、611の路線の変わりたいよね。長距離の路線が大嫌いだよ。バス運転手さんのストレスがとっても溜まっちゃうよね。そのゼカリアさんがとても悪い人だよね。私からの意見をすべて無視して、僕のとてもいいアイディアを全部批評されちゃったよ。ママ、車を廃止して、必ず世界 救えるよ。ママ、シンガポール公共交通機関のリーダーになりたいよ。なぜシンガポール人が快速バス路線がそんなに嫌われているのか。お母さん、フィーダーバスとかは知ってる？フィーダーバスっていうのがタンク間路線ですよ。タンク間路線はとってももったいないよね。フィーダーバスと CDS、フィーダーバスとトランクバス一緒にして組み合わせてもっといい新しい路線ができたよね。これやばい。これがやばい。超やばい。これがいいよね。I don't care if this route it loses connectivity with Harbourfront. Just take 100 outside, or maybe I'll just amend. Maybe I'll just amend service 100 to do the same thing as 61. I don't care if this side. Okay, I'll just amend 100 inside. You gotta compromise, okay? Just pass A, okay? These two services are like my heroes. They're meant to work hand in hand to save Singapore from destruction, okay? Resource destruction. Mommy, do you know how good my idea is? I cut existing connections, but I introduce new connections, okay?
Hello everyone, Mabuhay. I am Emmanuel Yuji, and I am reporting from the scene where the incident takes place. So this online feud is between a YouTuber known as ZBK Vogren, as well as an extremist feline from what you might call that. I'm sorry, I'm a part-time reporter. Let me refer to my script. I'll be back. Okay, cut. Hello again, Mabuhay. My name is Emmanuel Yuji, and basically from what I said just now, oh shit, that's not how to do reporting. Cut. Hello, my name is Emmanuel Yuji, Mabuhay, and I'm reporting from the scene where the incident took place, with a screaming session between an extremist feline, and YouTuber ZBK Vogren. And it started when basically the feline started disagreeing with a lot of the rational ideas that were given by the Singapore bus community. And because the feline is an extremist, he tried to set up an entire Discord server trying to convince random non-bus enthusiasts, just random people on the street, just different people, from different walks of life, be it from NUS and from Reddit, as well as like just in general. They've reached out to like different people in Singapore as well, and they're basically trying to gather the opinions. And then what do they do with said opinions? They basically tried to, oh my god, I suck as a reporter. They basically tried to I'm sorry guys, I need to look at my script again. Okay, so basically they failed to convince bus enthusiasts, right? So they just reached out to like random strangers on the internet that they haven't met or anything. So yeah, and then they discuss stuff in their forums. And apparently, because of a lot of their ideas, such as rapid buses and feeder integration, where it involves like a feeder service being eaten up by a trunk service or a city direct bus service, that didn't sit well with ZBK Vogren and his friends, and that's why it resulted in an altercation between these two. And why am I at Lucky Plaza? Well, it's because this is kind of like the scene of the quote-unquote crime. And I'm gonna interview, I have already interviewed a few people regarding, I told people about the feline's plans, and they flat out disagree with it. And the reason is because, even the bus stop outside Lucky Plaza, there's already a lot of like I mean, I suck as a reporter again. The bus stop outside Lucky Plaza, there are lots of complaints regarding, rain shelter, like the bus stop design and everything. And when it rains, yeah, it's just not good. I'm not supposed to be news reporting like that, but you can connect the dots, you know. And because of this, similarly at Far East Plaza bus stop, that pair of bus stops just, which is like, I don't know how long it is, 300 meters, like 200 meters away from like Lucky Plaza. Basically, nobody is willing to, from the opinions that I've gathered, nobody is willing to walk all the way to Far East Plaza, especially to the bus stop opposite where the rain shelter is a lot worse than the one at bus stop 14 at Lucky Plaza. And because of that, all of them disagree with the idea, and even though the rain shelter at Lucky Plaza is bad, they would rather have 518, 502, and the other bus services calling at Lucky Plaza instead. I mean, I myself, I know I'm a news reporter, I'm not supposed to give personal details about myself, but as you can tell from my name, I am actually full-blood Filipino. And because of that, I frequent this mall. I don't just eat my own cuisine, my own country's cuisine, but I also love the Indonesian food here. There are lots of things that could only be found at this mall, and I don't blame if a lot of these bus enthusiasts, they don't really understand the significance of this mall when it comes to like, our culture and, just shopping as well. Many of us, not every single one of us, but we go to like the Church of Saint Bernadette's, and then from there on, like around the afternoon, they would make their way. Usually it's Sunday. They would make their way to Lucky Plaza. They would board like service 16 or 175, and we're very thankful that these bus services actually call outside where we want to go, because this is our hangout spot, right? So please come and try the food here. You could go to level 4, other levels as well. You can find some exclusive items here, and you could also go to level basement 1 where there is like a food court. But I recommend you to go during the weekdays because it's easier to find a seat during the weekdays, as opposed to like weekends where everybody wants to come here, And if not, sometimes we come here, we go to like nearby City Hall, like Hill Street, Northbridge Road. We just love to hang out here. Not just here, but there's also places like Toa Payoh, like HDB Hub, as well as near Paya Lebar, Dakota. These are just like a few of our favorite hangout spots, and because of that, we want direct buses to this area. We don't want to keep transferring for no reason. It's really troublesome, especially when we are traveling with friends, and then you gotta like account for everybody. It's just not good. That's why we would really appreciate if, and a lot of people that I've spoken to, we would appreciate if, I know I kind of became the interviewee and not the interviewer at this point, but because of that, we want the buses to be exactly at where we want to be. We don't want to walk for no reason and get ourselves drenched in the rain or get ourselves sweaty, and nobody wants to be around you when you're sweaty, right? So that's kind of the thing. That's kind of the reason why. And one of the people that I spoke to also disagreed with the felines suggestion for trying to amend 518 into away from Temasek Poly, because come on, it's just a short distance. We don't mind sitting through that sector. We sit on these bus services because they're direct. They take us to where we want to go. If we lose these bus services, We just won't take the bus anymore. We would just drive. Sorry, we have been experiencing some technical difficulties. Please bear with us a little bit. But as usual, definitely, please come to this mall. There's a lot of amazing food here. Dude, can I resign? I really hate this news reporting job. Please. And I'm gonna be passing back the time to our dear Zachariah. Please. Alright, so basically, you guys need to learn your history. And when I mean learn your history, I mean there used to be a bus service called 382, right? So it was just like this. And then they integrated 382 into 63's route. And in compensation, for the loss of this, they made 63M. And it doesn't matter if it's like 382 or 63M. Pretty much the frequency is gonna be the same. So it just doesn't matter. And the whole thing about like the rapid bus and the feeder integration thingy, let's not even talk about it because it's horrible. I mean, I know that this service is meant to be local. I don't think they're changing that, but I mean, this is basically just, don't think too much about it. It's just a compensation for the loss of 382, and that's it. You don't have to overthink. It's just literally a compensation for the loss of 382. Yes, it kind of functions as like when 63 doesn't come, you still have 63M. And let me tell you something. Even if you get bendy buses, not that I would encourage you to put it on 63, even if you get bendy buses, and even if you somehow had like maximum traffic priority, which is like obviously impossible, even if you had that, I don't even know what to say anymore, because it's like, I don't even know what they're complaining about. It's like they're complaining about a non-existent issue. Even if you had traffic priority, even if you go around saying, oh, you want to improve traffic, you want it to be better and stuff like that, your passengers are still going to be slowing you down, even if you use bendy buses. It's just a network resilience thing. It's not, network resilience isn't really just referring to like the MRT and bus. It's also in the sense that like, if something does happen to 63, you still have 63M. If something happens to 170, you still have 170A last time. If something happens to 160, you still have 160A. That kind of concept. It's like, it's to give people the bare minimum when your bus service gets disrupted. Either because of like diversion, 63, even though it doesn't get diverted, it will, I mean, unless it skips Northbridge Road, it goes like Stamford Road, Hill Street, High Street, Southbridge Road, you know, that kind of thing. In the event that it gets screwed by external traffic, either from diversion, either when something happened and there's like a whole influx of passengers, general road conditions, it's like literally what I'm trying to say is that it's just a fail-safe thing. That's what I wanted to say. Oh my god, and because of that, like, again, the reason why I don't even know what to say right now is because I am so confused on why this is even such a problem. I'm not confused, but it's like, I don't understand why the existence of 63M and its frequencies pissed you off so much to the point whereby you need to go complain to the whole world and say, hey, we're gonna do something to 63 and 63M doesn't need to exist. I know this group has a vehement hatred for like feeder services in general, but like, again, Oh my god. Even if you give like the best traffic priority to 63, it doesn't necessarily mean that it's like immune to screw ups. They have this really bad habit that they can make every single service bidirectional and fast to the point whereby you don't even need these like short working trips in the first place. Like, even if your service is bidirectional, there are still gonna be parts of the service that are higher demand as compared to like the other sectors, right? 72 and 72B, for example. But that doesn't necessarily give you the right to like just change 72 however you want, because you need to look at the route as a whole and not just like the highest demand sectors, like what it's supposed to do. It's just connectivity in general. Because like I've said, like what they've mentioned about what they mentioned about like saving resources and their plans and everything, they actually end up using a lot more resources. Because even if you took away the 6 buses, like the 6 buses from 63M, they're just gonna use it to pump their stupid rapid buses or like the trunk services that they create on as a result of converting existing trunk services to rapid. It's just gonna use way more resources, and I think even somebody with like no education can see that you make an existing service rapid and then you poop out 2 more trunk services to cover for the local sectors that your rapid bus skips, right? Not that that's even a good concept in the first place, but even if you did that, you would result in like using more net gain, net loss. You would end up using more resources actually. And I know I'm yapping at this point, but it just seems like as if like they don't even understand like what they're trying to do, and all they're doing is just like constantly relying on these heat maps. They go on the ground to survey just for like 1 or 2 days, and then they call it a day. And they complain about stuff like 970, and then wanting to skip this sector, skip that sector. But when I actually took 970 yesterday, at Chinatown there was like demand, and at Alexandra, at Commonwealth there was demand, and then the bus was like almost fully seated. If a bus can be fully seated, even though it's like running 20-minute frequencies, it's honestly fine. That's what the bus service is intended to do. It's intended to serve the areas that have lesser demand, but they still need to be served, right? And there's nothing wrong with running a service like 970 for maximum catchment, like River Valley, Chinatown, and stuff like that. 970 is meant for maximum catchment, especially after the loss of like service 5, right? So they want to make improvements to 970. They want to make it a bit more doorstep, and it's fine. And I don't get why these people are complaining about like 20-minute frequencies when in Japan, I know the density is lower, but even within the more populated areas, you're already lucky if your bus comes every 20 minutes. So sometimes I just think these people are just unappreciative bastards, and they fix non-existent problems and they just complain for the sake of complaining, and their ideas actually end up doing more harm than good as compared to the status quo. And then when you bring up these problems to them, they just end up raging again and again and again, all because people disagree with their ridiculous ideas. That's all I have to say.